MPT, right? So modern portfolio theory that we discussed, or basically mean variance optimization, right? So in mean variance optimization, you basically try to, for example, and if you take one kind of problem, so you kind of minimize the variance given return, right? Given return. So from where do you get this return? This is the historical return that you are using, okay? And now everyone has this information, okay? So basically the market is efficient and everyone has this information about the return, okay? So you won't be doing something special when you are trying to implement MPO, because the return that you are trying to you know use is basically historical and everyone has the information of that return. So basically this model everyone can implement, okay, irrespective of their knowledge about the market, right? Now if you are someone from quantitative finance, if you are someone who have a good financial background, okay, who can make some good prediction, then black determinant model is for you, because it allows you to you know feed your subjective view about the market, okay, feed your subjective view about the market into the model. So it allows you to feed your subjective view about the market into the model, okay. So what is it? What is the subjective view? Okay, just a minute. So black determinant model, as I discussed, it allows you to, you know, so you have a subjective view. Let's say you have a view, for example, the stock price of, for example, any company A will go up by 2%, right? So this is a subjective view. Now you have made this prediction using some calculation, using some analysis or somewhere else. Okay, it doesn't matter. So you have a view about the market, right? View of the market, you can integrate it with the model. So black determinant model allows you to integrate with it any MPO, okay. So black determinant model allows you to use this view to tilt your portfolio, okay. Got it? So what is the advantage of black determinant model? So for example, if you see, as we are already discussing, all the MPO, for example, this uses historical return, so everyone has this information. So what extra you are doing? As someone who have a good financial background, who can make good prediction, so you should have a tool that allows you to use your view and use it to create a portfolio, okay. So basically now you can use this view to create a portfolio. So it gives you a different expected return, okay. So it gives you a return matrix. Now this return you can use in MPO to get your required portfolio. So this is the profit of, so this is one of the advantage of black determinant model. Got it? Got it, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So if you have any doubt, just let me know. So basically, if I repeat again, so it lets the investor use their own view to to basically create the portfolio. So to basically you can say optimize, basically to optimize the asset allocation. Okay. So basically what is happening over here? Let us see it again. Okay. So the thing that is happening over here is you already have a so just a minute. So basically you already have a return matrix. Okay. Pi. So this is all. This is the return matrix that you have of different assets in a portfolio. Now you have views about those assets. For example, you now can say that in future the stock price of A will go up by 2%. Now, so you can use this information to feed into the model, and then model will increase the expected return of A by certain factor. Okay. So based on how much confidence do you have in your view? it will basically tilt your portfolio. It will optimize your portfolio in that direction. For example, you will say that your the expected return of the asset B will go down by 2%. Then your portfolio will tilt away from the B. Okay, so this is how we use it. Okay, so this is one of the great use of black Litterman model. So it allows you to use your own view to create a portfolio. Okay, so if you have a future outlook of any asset, okay, then you can use those future outlook to create. So basically, you have prior distribution. So if you see it, so basically you have a prior distribution. Okay, prior distribution means the the return matrix of the asset that you have from historical data or somewhere else, right? Then you incorporate your views into it. Views means what do you think about the market? What will happen to the stocks in your portfolio? Okay, so you add your views. So this, and then you will get a posterior distribution. So this is the distribution that you get after this model. So you get after you calculate your. So this model calculates the prior distribution, add it to your views, and then gives you the posterior distribution. So this is the use of black Litterman model. Okay, got it, everyone? Guys, got it? So
Understood.
yeah, let us just start with the formula, because when you see it, it becomes quite intuitive. If you see the example, if we will be discussing it with a lot of example today, so it will become intuitive on how you can incorporate your view, right? So let us start with seeing the formula. Okay, so the black Litterman formula. Okay, so basically K over here is the number of views. Okay, so basically you can have any number of views. Okay, for example, your the first view is that the stock price of B will outperform the stock price of A by 2%. This is the first view. The second view can be the stock price, the return on a stock D will be greater than 8%. Okay, so this will be the second view. So for example, you can give K number of views. So here, so how many views you have? So you have to input. So K is the number of view over here. N is the number of asset in your portfolio. Okay, right? Then the formula of new combined return vector ER. So what did I say? In MBO, you try to minimize variance given return. From where do you get that return? You get that return from the historical data or those data which are publicly available, right? So this data everyone has. Okay, so all the return over there is something that everyone knows. Okay, so that is a return that basically is taken from the efficient market, right? What is efficient market? That returns basically comprises all the information available in the market. For example, let us say there is a stock uh, that is related to pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so after the COVID-19, those pharmaceutical stock, got like pharma industries got higher returns, right? Now, in current scenario, you can't expect that return on those stocks will be higher. Why? And citing the example that the COVID-19 came at that time. So, because that stock, pharma's stock have already incorporated that information from 2019 to 2022. Now, if something new happens, then the stock price, the return will, kind of assimilate that information. So, as of now, this all the stock prices incorporate all the information available in the market. Okay, got it? Now, but your view is something different. Your view is about the future. Now you are saying some views about the future that not everyone knows. So that view won't be incorporated in the return that you put into the MBO. Basically, that input. Basically, what is MVO? Minimum variance given certain return, right? That return vector. Now, what you do in black Litterman, you change that return vector. So that return vector will now be incorporated with the view that you have about the market. For example, I already gave some views, example of views, right? Now that the return vector that you are giving as an input in the minimum variance optimization method will be incorporating the view that you have about the future outlook. So this is something that is extra. And now, depending upon how confident are you about your view, minimum variance will help you out. So that is the, that is the helpfulness of black return model. It allows you to calculate the expected return based on your view. Okay, so that is the crux of it. Okay, so let us just see the formula. So expected return over here is, it is a bit long, but I will, everything will become easy after we discuss in detail. Okay, so this is the expected return. So this is the multiplication of two part. This is the first part. So this is the first part, and this is the second part. Okay. So this is the expected return from the black Litterman model. Okay. Now let us see what each terms are. Okay. So basically, tau over here is a scalar. Tau over here is a scalar, right? This is the again variance covariance matrix, but of excess return. Okay. So basically, let us just put some information. So basically, the covariance matrix that we have discussed till now is of the return, okay? But now this is of excess return. So what you do when you get the return column in the sheet, so you subtract the risk-free rate of return, okay? So for example, in one column, if the return is 7%, then you subtract the risk-free rate. Okay, so it will be 3 point something percent, right? And then you calculate the variance and covariance matrix from the excess returns. Okay, got it? Are you getting it? What variance covariance matrix of excess return mean? So earlier the variance and covariance matrix was of return, but now we are subtracting the risk-free rate from the return, and then we are calculating the variance covariance matrix. Now, since we are having n asset, so the size of the variance and covariance matrix will be n into n, right? Now, what is P? Okay. So P is a matrix that identifies the asset involved in the view. So, for example, if you are not, asset involved in the view. Okay. So this matrix, for example, there can be k views. Okay. So let us say there is a matrix first. So there is a k view. So it will be k, and there are n assets, right? So now let us say the first, the first view says that the stock price of the first asset will increase by 3%. So what you do, this is the first asset, right? And this is the first view and first asset. So there basically you mark plus one, because you have then increased, and then you will put zero everywhere. So this is the P matrix. So it basically identifies which views are involving which asset. Okay. So we will see in detail how we make the P matrix, and the size of P matrix is k into n. So basically k views. So how many views you have given, and so this is a k number of views, and for n asset. So first asset, second asset, third asset, right? So this is the K into N matrix. Okay. Then we have this. So it is a diagonal covariance matrix. Diagonal covariance matrix. So you will only have entries in the diagonal. Everything else will be zero. So diagonal covariance matrix. Okay. And it represents the uncertainty of the view. How much certain you are about the views, so that is represented by it. So that represents uncertainty of views. How much certain you are about your view. So if you are 100% certain, then every entry will be zero. Okay. And then Q. Q over here is the view factor. Okay. We will see in detail what Q factor is. Okay. So it is a K into 1 column factor. Okay. And then the first term is pi. Pi is basically implied equilibrium return. No, that is too much for you, right? So fret not. We will be starting with each term. We will be discussing in detail how we calculate the all the terms. Okay. So first of all, let us start with the term pi. Okay. So what pi is, and basically, and then we will see uh, the other terms. Okay. So what is pi? Okay. So yeah, the first term pi. Pi is the implied equilibrium return. Okay. Now, what is it? Okay. So as I already told you, this black Litterman model is something that allows you to, add your view into existing return vector, right? What is it existing return vector? This pi, nothing else. So this is the existing return. Okay. Now, what is this? What is implied equilibrium return? So this is the input basically to the black Litterman model. This is the return that is existing in the market, and then you will add your view into it, and then you will get a new return vector that is basically this ER. Okay. So what is pi? Pi is the implied equilibrium return. So what is the current equilibrium return in the market? And what is meant by equilibrium return? Equilibrium return means market is currently in equilibrium. That means when you say that market is in equilibrium, what does it mean? So it basically means that the return that is expected from this, so basically equilibrium return, let's define it. Okay. So it is basically defined as the return that would be expected in a perfectly efficient market where all the investors have same information. Okay. So basically this is the return. Just a minute. This is the return expected from the market where all information, where all investors, where investors have same information. So everyone has same information. Okay. So there is no information. So basically everyone knows what is happening in the market. Okay. And there is no arbitrage opportunity as well. So that is the return that you expect from the market. So see, every time the market is in equilibrium, okay, market is efficient. Market comprises all the information available out there. For example, if you think that pharmaceutical industry has not assimilated the information of the COVID-19, that means you can invest in the pharmaceutical industry and utilize the opportunity because a stock price will go up. Why? Because of the COVID-19 industry, there is a heavy, use of pharma industry, right? But you can't do it because market has already accumulated an information into itself, and that is why there is a certain return that you would be expecting from the market, and that return is the equilibrium return. Okay. For example, as of now, let us take any stock. For example, let us take the stock of Microsoft. Okay. You have all the information available out there of Microsoft. Everyone has all the information, except from the people who are at the basically the board of governor or something like that. So everyone has same information in the market. So everyone will be expecting some kind of return from the stock market. So that return is the equilibrium return because it is comprising all the information available out there. Okay. So It basically reflects the consensus. So this equilibrium return reflects the consensus of investor, right? Consensus of market views. Okay. So for example, what does market think about the stock price of Tesla? Got it? So this is the equilibrium return of the stock price of Tesla. What does the market think should be the expected return of it? Okay. Got it? Everyone? What is equilibrium return? Do you guys get it?
Yes.
Yes. So now how do you calculate equilibrium return? Okay. So in mean variance optimization, you do three steps. Okay. You have return. Okay. So you have return, right? You have this, and then you find the weight, right? Here it is something opposite. Okay. So here you would have the weight. So basically you have the weight. Okay. And then you calculate the return. So basically you are doing a reverse way, right? So this is a traditional approach, and basically here you are doing it the reverse way. You are finding the return that is perceived in the market. What does market think about the expected return of certain stock? Okay, so this is the reverse optimization approach. Okay, reverse optimization. So in Black Litterman model, we calculate the implied return. So pi is the implied equilibrium return. So in Black Litterman model, we calculate this pi using reverse optimization approach. That means what is reverse optimization? So the traditional method is to get the weight from the return. But here what we are doing, we are basically calculating return from the weights. So that is why we are calling it reverse optimization. And what is its formula? Basically the formula for pi is lambda. This is the variance and covariance matrix of excess return and then weight according to market capitalization. So you know the market capitalization, right? So basically the numbers of share in the market into the price of one share. So basically you can get the market capitalization from any. So you can search in Google and know the market capitalization of any company. Okay. So basically, if you are having an asset in a portfolio, you have the market capitalization of all the asset, and now you will be assigning weight according to the market capitalization of those assets. Okay, and from there you can get the pi. Okay, so what is lambda over here? Lambda is basically overall. So it is basically risk aversion coefficient that we say. So lambda is risk of over aversion coefficient. Okay. So what does lambda mean? Lambda is something that means that how much extra return the market demands per unit of risk that they take. Okay, so that is lambda. So how much return market is expecting, additional return basically, how much additional return market is expecting per unit risk. So if you are taking 1 unit of extra risk, how much additional return that you will be demanding? That is denoted by lambda. So it is also like overall risk tolerance. Okay. How do you calculate lambda? So basically the general value of lambda is from 2 to 3. Sometimes there are in research paper, in Black Litterman model, sometimes they directly use lambda is equal to 2.5. Otherwise, lambda has a formula as well. The formula is expected return of the market. Okay. So what is the expected return of market? Basically, expected return of market means market portfolio. Okay. So what is the general expectation from the market minus the risk-free rate of return divided by what is the variance of the market. Okay. So this is the formula for lambda. So you can get it. So it's basically from 2 to 3 general value, but you can get it from this thing as well, and you can get the value. Okay. So this is about lambda. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? This is the variance and covariance matrix of excess return you are aware about, and this is the weight according to market capitalization. From there, you can get pi. Pi is the equilibrium return. So it is basically an input to the Black Litterman model. Okay. So this is the return that already you have. Now you will be incorporating your view. So let us start with the view part. Okay. So this is the return that is existing in the market. Now you have some view regarding it. Okay. Got it? So now let us see the view side. So this is the prior distribution. Prior distribution means it already is there. Now you will be adding your view and then you will get a new distribution that is known as posterior distribution. Okay, got it? So now let's start with adding view. Okay, for simplicity, we will be taking 5 stock in our portfolio. Okay, so let us take 5 stock A, B, C, D, and E. Got it? Now let us, assume that we have calculated the expected return of this. So we have calculated the pi, that is implied equilibrium return of this stock. Let they be let the it be 7.43%. Okay, it can be a 3.09%. It can be 6.07%. Okay, it can be 1.23%, and it can be for example 5.29%. So this is the pi that we get, okay, from that above the formula. Now we are about views. Okay, so let us just have some views about the market. Okay, so example of views. So I am adding some view. Okay, so let us, this is the first view. So I will be taking 4 views. So basically k is equal to 4. Let the first view be a stock D will have an absolute excess return of 3%. Okay, what is the excess return of stock D as of now? It is 1.23%, but as of now it will be 3%. Let I say I am describing the confidence level as well. Let the confidence level be 30%. Okay, let the second view be a stock B will outperform a stock A by 2%. Okay, let the third view be a stock A and a stock B will outperform a stock C by 1%. Let here the confidence be 25%. Let it be 50%. Okay, let the fourth view be a stock A, a stock A, B, D. So stock A we have already incorporated. So let us incorporate one more view. We will have a return of 9%. Okay, so these are the 4 views that we have. Okay, okay, got it? So let me, can this be copied? Let us copy it. Just, okay. Here it is a stock A. So this is the fourth view. Okay, so we have basically 4 views. Okay, so now let us see how do we get the matrix P. So by this by using this basically views. Okay, so first of all, let us go for the first view. So this is about a stock. This is about A, B, C, D, and E. This is the first view, second view, third view, and fourth view. What is the first view? A stock D will have an absolute excess return of 3%. Okay. So now go here. So stock D will have an absolute excess return of 3%. Okay. Let us see here. What is the return of D? It is 1.23%. And what is the return that he is saying? It is 3%, right? So it is greater. So here the return was 1.23%, but now you have a return of 3%. So it is basically you are positive about it, right? So basically you are positive about it. You are basically outperforming. So you are basically assigning 1. So basically you will assign 1 to it. So you will basically assign 1 to it. If it was negative, then you will be assigning -1. Okay. Now 2. So it is basically a stock B will outperform a stock A by 2%. Got it? Now what does it say? A stock B will outperform a stock A by 2%. So in this case, basically, where is a stock B? Stock B. So it will outperform, right? A stock B is outperforming. So a stock B will be +1, and it is outperforming a stock A by 2%. So stock A will be -1. Okay. The rest all will be 0. This is about the second view. Got it? Got it, everyone? Get it? Guys, are you getting? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. The third view, a stock A and a stock B will outperform a stock C by 1%. So a stock A and a stock B will outperform a stock C by 1%. So stock C will be outperformed, right? So stock C will be underperforming. So it will be -1. And a stock A and a stock B will be performing. Uh, Stock A and stock will be performing good, right? So they will be having +1. But since there are two stocks, so you will be dividing equally. So here it will be having 0.5 and 0.5, and then 0, 0, because you are not expressing a stock D and E, right? And a stock A will have a return of 9%. Okay. So again, it is a positive, right? Because already a stock A has 7.43%. So it will be signing +1 and then 0. See, there are two important things about the P matrix. If there are only one asset involved, if it is not a relative view, then the sum of the view row will be 0. Okay, so it will be either +1 or -1 depending upon the view is positive or negative. Okay, but if it is a relative view, then the row will add up to 0. For example, the second view, you see the row is adding up to 0, -1 and 1, 0. So a stock B is outperforming a stock A by 2%, then a stock B will receive +1, and then a stock A will be receiving -1. Got it? Similarly, in the 3, a stock A and a stock B will be outperforming a stock C by 1%. So a stock C will be underperforming. So you assign -1 to a stock C, and a stock A and B will be assigning combined +1. Now there are two methods. Okay, either, so the first method is called Satchel and a scope cropped method. Okay, they say that you can assign equal. Okay, so a stock and a stock B are outperforming, so that you can assign +1 by 2. So you'll be assigning 0.5, 0.5 equally. There is other method where you can assign according to market capitalization. So you have to assign +1 to both of them, right? But you can assign them according to market capitalization. Okay, so this +1 will be distributed according to market capitalization. If the market capitalization of A is, for example, 60% and B is 40%, then A will be having 0.60% of 0.5, and B will be having the contribution of 40% of 0.5. Okay, so but in case of relative view, the row must sum up to 1. So in this case, you can see the row is summing up to 1. So basically what you do for the outperforming assets, assign outperforming asset, assign +1, underperforming asset, assign -1, and then either divide them equally, that is the Satchel and Scowcroft method, or you divide according to market capitalization, that is your choice. Okay. Similarly, in the fourth case, there is only one. So here the row won't sum up to 0. So this is a P matrix. Got it? So we have got the P matrix. So this is the input, right? So you can see we are having P matrix over here. So now So we know what is pi, we know what is p. Now let us see what is q. Q is the view factor, right? Okay. So what will be q? So what is the numerical things that you have said in the view? Okay. So in the first view, you have told that a stock B will have an absolute access return of 3%. So here you will have 3. Okay. You in the second view, you said that a stock B will outperform a stock A by 2%. So the second input will be 2. The third view is a stock A and a stock B will outperform a stock C by 1%. So here you will have 1. And in fourth, a stock A will have a return of 9%. So we'll have 9. So this is Q, nothing else. Okay, got it? So this is the Q matrix. This is the view factor. What is your view in numerical? Okay, so that is the Q factor. Okay. Other thing, let us go back. Let us go to view part. So the total view is the Q matrix plus some error. So here you are making some assumption. Okay, 3%, 2%, 1%, 9%. So it is bound for some error, right? So the total, so we should take into account. So basically it will be having Q1, Q2. If there are total K views, then QK plus error terms. E1, E2, EK. Okay. Got it? Now coming on to the, so this is the view matrix. Now coming on to the this matrix. So it basically tells you how much confident you are about your, so this matrix basically tells you the how much you are confident about your view. Okay, got it? So let us see. So here you will have entry. So it is a diagonal matrix. So here you will have entry like this one, 2, 3, 0. Everything else will be 0. Okay, 0, and here everything else will be 0. So here only diagonal entries are allowed, right? Now what is W1, W2, W3? So this is basically, so basically W1 is the variance of sigma 1 about mean. Okay, so basically it is the variance term of E1. Okay, so what is the variance of E1? Now what is the variance of A1? See, it is having a mean of 0, right? So all this matrix is having a mean of 0. So basically E1, E2 to EK are having a mean of 0, and then you can get it variance. So variance of E1 about its mean, variance of E2 about its mean. So variance of E1 about its mean will be W1, it will be W2, and you can input it here, and then you will get this matrix. Okay, so this matrix basically tells you, this matrix, it basically tells you your uncertainty of views. Okay, so how much uncertain you are about your views. Now how to get this matrix? Okay, so let us see. There is a direct formula of this matrix. Okay, got it? So the formula for this matrix is, this will be P1 transpose. The second entry will be P2, this variance covariance matrix, and P2 transpose. Similarly, this kth entry will be PK, this into PK transpose. Okay, so this is basically K into K matrix. Okay, so if you are having K views, so what is this one? This is just a number. So what is P1? P1 is the, so here is the P matrix. So P1 is the first row of this matrix. So P1 will basically, in this case, will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay. Similarly, P2 will be minus 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Minus 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Then you can multiply this thing, and then you can get this matrix. Okay, got it? Is this thing clear? How to get this uncertainty matrix? How to get uncertainty matrix? You got?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, now you will be questioning me. Like, okay, I know how it is done. So basically, see, this is the term that is telling. So this is related to the formula, right? So basically, omega t, this one omega. So it is kind of variance term that you are getting. So basically, it is telling you the variance of the error term. So how much uncertain you are about your view. Okay, got it? Now this thing is clear. Now only thing that is remaining to us is tau. Okay, this a scalar thing we don't know, remaining everything we know. So what is this tau? This is a scalar, and this number is kind of a bit, people researchers do not agree with. Okay, so what should be this number? For example, Black and Litterman says we should go with tau equal to 0. Other people say let us tau be 1. Okay, some people say that tau should be 1 by n, where n is the number of asset in the portfolio. Okay, but there is a suggestion from some people who says that let us make tau insignificant. How? So basically, in these symmetries that we use, so basically what you can do, so basically what you can do to tau, basically this one was p1 tau, p1 this matrix c1 sigma p1 transpose, right? So you multiply it with tau in every entry. Okay, p2. So you do this. So basically what you do, take any value of tau and use this value for this uncertainty matrix. Then you are good to go. Okay. Otherwise, you can play with any number. Generally, the range of tau is 0.025 to 0.05. Okay. You can take this value and take this value of the matrix, and you can go with any value of tau. That does not matter. Otherwise, researchers are not confident about this value. But generally, you take 0.025. Okay, for the value of tau. Okay, and if you use this uncertainty matrix and take any value of tau, that will also be okay. So that will give you a good result. Okay, now coming on to Black Litterman model again. Okay, just a minute. So this is the Black Litterman model, right? So if you see, it will be P transpose. Just a minute, let me use it over here. So it will use P transpose this matrix and Q. Just a minute. Yeah. Now this is the expected return. So basically, you had an earlier written this pi, but now you have incorporated your view using P. P is denotes how many assets you are expressing your view about. Q is expressing how much. So what is your number that is expressing view? For example, you are saying 2%, 3%, and then this matrix denote how much confident you are about your view. So P, Q, and this thing is all about how much what is your view. So when you assemble these two things, you get an expected return ER, and that is the Black Litterman model for you. It basically incorporates the return from the market, that is implied equilibrium return. You give your views, you give your subjective view about the market, what you feel, and then this matrix will give you a new expected return about the market. Now based on this expected return, if you feed into MBO method, you will get a weight. For example, what is MBO method? MBO method is nothing but, if you will see it, MBO method is minimize the variance. So basically minimize the minimize omega transpose, this one, and omega root under, given the weight transpose into the expected return is, so this is the expected return of each asset, and this will be the expected return matrix. Okay, so expected return of the portfolio. So this is the expected return of portfolio. Now this thing earlier, so you can use, this is a return matrix, expected return of your different assets in the portfolio. Okay, for example, you have 4 assets, and you can express the historical return of the 4 assets, right? And you can feed into MPO. But now what I said is, this asset return everyone knows. Someone, like for example, even a newbie can download the historical return. Okay, but if you are a technological expert who can make intelligent guesses about the market, then what you can do, you can blend this return, existing return that you get from the market, that is the pie, and then you can combine it with your view to get a new expected return. So basically, instead of mu, now you will be putting this return. So based on it, you would be getting a optimized portfolio that will be optimized in favor of your view. For example, if you say that A is outperforming the matrix, A will be, the excess return of A is 9%. So basically, you have given positive view about A, right? So you have entered +1 in the P matrix. Then you see that the weight assigned to asset A will be greater because you have experienced positive view about it. So that is the benefit of the black Litterman model. Got it, everyone? So this is the crux. This is the formula. So you can put everything. You know tau. You know this thing. You know p. You know the uncertainty matrix. Here you know the implied equilibrium return. How to get it? You know this matrix, right? So you know q. So now you know everything. So you can calculate the expected return matrix from here by multiplication of these two parts. And then what you get is expected return. Then feed this expected return into MPO and get your necessary weight. And this weight will be something that is incorporating your view about the market. Got it?
Yes.
Anyone else who did not get it? So this is the black determined model. Any question? Any
Shitesh,
question?
small doubt.
Yes.
Here we are taking so many views, right? So won't error be more and the final result what we get will be not relevant?
Exactly. So that depends upon. So that is why we have the that error uncertainty matrix, right? So if you are having error,
Yes,
so basically that is the one of the key warning about the black determinant model. So if you are someone who are not aware, for example, someone is not into trading, and then he or she will be expressing his or her view about the market, then obviously error will be higher, right? And then what you get is
yes,
obviously a matrix that will be error prone. So black determinant model is for those people who have excellent knowledge about the market, who think that their views are statistically significant, and their views can generate them some extra output, and then they can use it. Otherwise, for people who do not have the knowledge about the market, their views basically would be prone to error. So if they are extremely, so that is why someone said that if you are extremely confident about your view, then only use black determinant model. But if you're not confident about your view, then your error term is basically higher. So basically, what you will be getting in a black determinant model is nothing but something, a wrong prediction, right?
understood.
That is the thing. Yeah. Any question? Any other question? So basically, I will be ending the today's discussion with just one small bit of extra information. So basically, there is an assumption about the market. Okay. So basically, the market assumed that the stock market returns are normal. Okay. So the market assumes that the market returns are normal. So prior distribution. Okay. So basically, uh, as I already told you, market there is an assumption that the market return is normally distributed. Okay, so the return in the market is normally distributed. So this is the return pie with a mean of, this is the variance. Okay, so this is the mean and this is the variance. So basically, your prior distribution is basically normally distributed with mean is the implied equilibrium return, and this is the variance. And you incorporate a view. Okay, so there is a view that you are giving. Just a minute, what happened? So there is a view that you are expressing. Your view is basically normally distributed with. So what is your view? Basically, your view is this, and what is the variance? This is the variance, right? This expresses your uncertainty. Now the black determinant model combine both this thing, okay, and give you a new distribution, give you a new expected return that is basically normally distributed with this return and a variance of just a minute. This is tau. Okay, so this is tau. Okay, so this is the variance. So basically this is normally distributed with expected return of this and variance of this. This is the first term. This variance is the first term of expected return, if you can see. So this is the variance of the posterior distribution. So basically the return, that expected return that you are getting, this is the mean return that the model is telling that your mean return should be, mean expected return is something like this, and the variance of the expected return will be like this. So this is the posterior distribution. So I can tell you there is a famous image in the black Litterman model. I will just end the today's class with that you know with that model. So basically, if I can see black Litterman normality. Yes, this is the image. Okay, so as I already told, this is the, so basically first of all what you do, you have the risk aversion coefficient lambda, as I already told you know. So basically this is the expected return of market minus risk free rate of just a minute, my pen is, expected return of market minus risk free rate of return divided by variance of market, then you get lambda. This is the variance and covariance matrix of excess return. This is the weight of your asset according to market capitalization. From there you get implied equilibrium return vector pi, right? So now you have a prior equilibrium distribution. So basically this is the distribution that is existing in the market. So basically the market is having some expected return and having some variance. So the expected return is pi, so the expected return in the market is pi, and you are having a variance of this tau into sigma. Okay, so basically the market is currently having market is currently following a normally distributed return. So basically the return in the market is normally distributed with a mean of pi. This is the mean of pi. So basically return is having a mean of pi and having a variance of this. So what is this distribution? What is, of which this distribution is? This is the distribution of market's return. Okay, and now this is the distribution of your view. Okay, so your view is normally distributed with q. So this is the mean and this is the uncertainty. So why are you saying this is a mean? So basically when you are expressing your view, you are saying that Tesla will go up by 3%. So you are basically saying that expected stock price of Tesla will go up by, so the stock price of Tesla is expected to go by 3%. So this is basically a mean, right? So that is why this is q matrix. So this is the mean. And now when you combine both of these, the black Litterman model gives you a new distribution where the mean of the return is ER and the variance is this one. So that is else. That is the end of today's discussion. If you have any question, let me know. I just summarized the black Litterman model. Got it? Any doubt? No, right?